get over to here so we can see what's going on. Da-da! It says apparently we're live, so that's always good to know. Looks kind of healthy.
Looks suspiciously like it.
Yes. So welcome. Hello. Finally, I'm jumping through hoops. Lisa and I will be doing you the wonderful tarot readings this evening, if you'd care to join us. Oh gosh, so we are live both on the Book of Face and on the Tube of View, but it's not possible for us to really monitor the Book of Face
Carol.
to take questions. So if you have a question, just go ahead over
I put the link on Facebook. If you have a question and you're on Facebook, go on over to YouTube, because I keep a list of the questions, and in order to be fair and keep them in the order they were asked, other than super chats who jump to the top, you have to go over to Facebook to ask a question if you want to ask a question. Hi, Carol. I see you on there. Thank you for coming and joining us tonight. Well, if you have a question, go on over to YouTube.
I see some peeps are joining us now on the Tube of You. So hello, Sparky. Hello, Anna. Hello, Amber. Welcome. So
if you want a card and you have a question, please let us know what the question is.
Please do fire away and ask the question. I do see your question, Sparky, and I think Lisa's already got it down. So,
I do, yep.
So if you have a question, please holler away. If you feel that way inclined, or you'd like to jump the queue, or you'd like perhaps more detailed reading, then please feel free to throw us a super chat. Matters not how much, whatever you think is an appropriate amount.
And you'll get a longer reading from both of us.
You'll get a longer reading from the both of us, and you'll also jump to the front of the queue. Well, behind those that have also
already super chatted,
so to speak. We try to be fair.
Oh, goodness.
So there you go. Hello, Claudia. So this is good. What a colourful shirt. Well, that's me. I've been known to wear colourful shirts. It's what I do.
Yeah, I'm a little under the weather today, but he's definitely in full fine fettle, as you can see.
Fine fettle. It's always good to be in fine fettle. Oh
so
gosh, there's lots of people.
If you have a question, let us know.
We're doing awesome, thank you. We have the wonderful land. Yes, we are doing awesome. Thank you for asking. And hello, Jessely, if that's how you pronounce it. Welcome.
So I'm going to go ahead and do Sparky's guidance for the Libra. Well, you guys decide if you have a question or not.
Yes, that would be cool. That would be wonderful. And thank you, Claudia.
Well, I think the bottom line for the Libra...
It's all about the money, isn't
it? How much is it going to cost me? But I don't mean that just monetarily. I feel like this person is spread a little bit thin, Sparky. I think that they have a lot of obligations, so they can't really be all in all the time. So I think they'd be happier kind of being in your life when it's convenient for them, and not necessarily making some big commitment or big responsibility on their plate. So I think they're very, very interested. I think that they are very upstanding person, that they have their own means and money and all that kind of thing. But I think that as far as relationships go, they kind of stand back a little bit. We're getting super chatted all over the place.
We're getting super chatted. You can tell that's why my head is flashing. It's me being a bit of a geek. I decided to set up this little if this then that routine, which actually flashes our overhead light in the studio here, so we can see what's going on when somebody's super. Oh gosh, and we've got quite a lot. It's probably going to be turning into a disco here. My head's going to be flashing all the time. I love it.
All right. Hi, Harriet. Hi, Tori. If you want a card, let us know.
All right, then. So it looks like...
And over here on Facebook, Juliet and Liz, you've got to go to YouTube to ask a question.
Yes, please, because it gets too complicated otherwise.
All right. So I'm keeping track here.
Keeping track. So Amber's off.
Amber, then Anna, then Gilda. Then we've got Claudia and the Wonder and Jessely and Harriet and Tori.
I'm going to try and give us a bit more room here,
and
so long as you can see.
Anna Marie says it's a finance question.
I love that. We just had the Four of Pentacles, didn't we? Okay, for you and for me. So Amber wants to know, is she in a relationship with her soulmate? Well, it's interesting. So this is kind of cool. You have here the Seven of Pentacles, and I love this. And curiously enough, that was our card for the day. Lisa always pulls us a card for
Hi,
for
Paulette. Hi, John.
for us in the
Yep.
in for every day. And this was our card, which is about, you know, just taking care of business. It's the constant gardener card. This really does indicate the need for patience and not rushing at things, and just putting that chillax kind of mode into it, and just letting nature take care of what nature takes care of, which it does rather well. I mean, this person's just come along and they've literally just, you know, raked the ground and planted their seeds, and so long as they water them and move the slugs and creepy things away on one side, look what happened all by itself. That absolutely beautiful Seven of Pentacles, it all blossoms. So this is a very good card for the first one. This one I love. I've got to be honest, this is probably, in the minor arcana, one of my absolute favorite cards, the Three of Pentacles. So this does indicate a higher purpose at work. So soulmate, quite possibly. If not soulmate, definitely soul buddy. This is something that, you know, the reason I say this, these three pentacles above here, this to me represents the supernals, and this information coming down, and it's something that's greater than the sum of its parts. You know, at a very mundane level, this indicates home improvements, but this, for me, in your case, Amber, it does indicate a higher purpose at work. And this is the star card, so it's the humanitarian thing. So I think this really is about, I sense somehow in your relationship, communication is difficult. So I think really, if you can work at not just going with the flow, but actually being the flow, being the facilitator of the line of communication, it might get a lot better for you. Listen, we're moving into the porch weather soon. I know it's still chuffing cold and there's snow flying around all over the place, but if you get yourself a little pickle jar and you sit your butts out on the porch and you start talking to one another, I think you might discover an awful lot about each other. And I think that's really where we're at. I think life is just causing you to do stuff. You're having to deal with this, deal with that, deal with the other, and you kind of lost track of yourself a little bit. So a reset would do you some good, I really feel. But just doing what's necessary will help.
Well, the question you asked was, are you in a relationship with your soulmate? And if we were looking at these cards for a yes or no, they're a yes. They definitely are a yes to me. I think, though, what's happening right now is each of you are very focused on your responsibilities, and you're working on trying to build a home and a family and a life together. AJ wants to know, why a pickle jar? What is that for?
Well, here you go. I'll answer that one, because this will also do, this is the advice I was going to throw for Amber. Get yourself a pickle jar, and what you do is you write down questions, like, for example, what is your first memory of laughter? If you could change one thing in the world, what would it be and why? And you stuff those questions into the pickle jar. And the both of you are going to have to write these questions. And the idea is you sit down, you literally unplug, you turn off your phone, you know, you get yourself sat down and just be in it. Oh, hello.
Yep, I got it.
Just be in each other's company and ask these questions. And that becomes that discovery, if you will, that voyage of discovery. So the pickle jar is a really useful thing. It's a magical tool for relationships. I think it is, anyway.
All right.
Sorry,
So
pray
I
continue.
think, yes, you are with someone who is definitely a soul buddy. I think that you're working right now feverishly on building your life together. And the star card can sometimes be used as a fertility card, but I think that basically each person's responsibility is taking their focus, and there isn't an awful lot of time for the two of you. So I'm going to say work on figuring out a date night where you guys can both just have quiet time together. Even if you don't leave the house,
Yeah.
but make sure that you have that time for each other.
Together.
All right.
Unplug, turn off the phones.
Shuffle.
Shuffle, get the pickle jar. You know what I mean. It'll work.
All right.
It will.
So now I'm going to say that we have everybody.
Oh gosh.
Harriet has just, I have everybody in order, and I have all the super chats in order. But please realize that if you haven't super chatted, that's fine. We'll get to you, but the super chats go first. So even if you notice somebody's name way down in the list, if they've super chatted, they're going to go ahead of you. All right?
They do, because
eventually we're going to get to the point where, you know,
it'll be fun.
I'll tell you we're full for the night.
We'll be here till Tuesday.
Yeah. All right, so
you get a pick for the first one.
This is for Anna, and it's a finance question.
Finance.
And while I'm just doing this, I'm focused on Anna right now. I'm picking cards. Mm-hmm. You pick the middle one, and I'm going to pick the last one. And I want to say to everybody who's here, many times the things that we would say to one person speak to another person who happened to come here, because the group kind of creates this little spiritual space, or this place of understanding. We call it like the oversoul, or the group mind of the group of people. So something that we say to someone else may very well speak to you. All right, so...
All right, I'm loving this.
All right, Desiree.
You guys are awesome, thank you.
All right, Anita, holy mackerel, thank you. I'm back, General. Okay.
You got it, Anita. We'll get to you. Just hang in
All
there.
right.
We're coming. No.
All right.
More. Incoming. Run.
Incoming.
All right. So
this is
listen,
Anna's.
guys, if you're watching and you haven't done
sorry.
so yet, can you please just mash the like button? That'll do us a whole bunch of, because I see there's a whole bunch of people watching us.
All right.
So just go ahead and hit that like button. It really does help us. We're trying to be less of a well-kept
All right.
secret.
So Anna Marie is next, and this is her finance question. Then we have Gilda, Shelley, Harriet, and Anita with super chats.
Okay.
Then we'll go back to the regular list.
So the first person in the queue who hasn't super chatted.
All right. Well, here's the Leo card. That's fun.
Dun dun dun.
And there's some big decisions being made, I think, between now and the summer, about what to invest in and how to invest. And I'm going to say that living arrangements are taking a bit of a focus, and this is a really good card for money. It's about being wise. You know, I think when we first start earning money, we set a pattern. We either spend it all because we have to on bills, or in spite of having to pay bills, we try to put a little bit of money away. And I think that you're in a place now in your life where you're having to make some decisions regarding the future and kind of build up a little bit of a nest egg. And you can never go wrong with property, you know, unless, of course, we had Reaganomics where everybody's interest rates were crazy. But I mean like home improvements, cleaning and clearing your house, and just getting yourself set up. Maybe even a home office, because I feel like there is a lot of focus on career and building and figuring out ways, new ways to do the same thing so that you achieve more. And Leo gets noticed, so I feel like if it's a thing about attracting clients, there's going to be no issue for you attracting clients. So I think this is a really good reading.
All right, let me just address this young person. Okay, whoever you may be, asking your question 14 times in a row isn't going to get it answered any quicker. There is a line, and the person, Kitty Supreme, yes, they're free. Our questions are entirely free. Just go ahead and ask your question in the chat. If you can't hang around, you know,
you can always come back, because
you can come back later, because you can scroll back after the event, or you throw us a super chat and you'll get further up the list. But okay, so finance question for
Anna Marie,
and the first question was this one. The first card was this, or
1, 2, 3.
Oh, 1, 2, 3. Gotcha. The Queen of Wands. Oh, I like this. This is very much yeah, very Leonine card, definitely, without doubt. I mean, we can see the two lions here. But I love this. This is the Old Soul, Anna Marie. This is one of the 3 cards in the deck with the Old Soul thing for me. Me, personally, it's not an established thing necessarily, but those 3 pyramids tell that. So, but we know that. We're just going over old ground with you there. But I think really listen to your intuition a lot. I think sometimes you do still, even though you're an old soul, my love, you do second guess yourself repeatedly. So trust in your intuition. I love these. Yeah, the decisions have got to be made. But I want to cite the wisdom of the prophet Led Zeppelin to you, if you will. There may be two paths you can go by. Well, there's more than two here. There may be two paths you can go by, but you can always change the road you're on. You know, that's the wonderful thing about this. It's nothing is ever set in stone. You know, it's a test and adjust, test and adjust, test and adjust. So you know, don't put everything on red, is what I'm saying. You know, measured steps and test and adjust as you go. But this is definitely going to work out. You're going to have some kind of very enduring thing that I think will be quite the nest egg that's getting built here as a result of that. So yeah, I think all in all, my feeling is whatever's being offered to you is definitely positive. Just be mindful about overcommitting yourself and just filter yourself in gently and stop second guessing yourself, love. All right? All right. So shuffle them up. Who we got?
Claudia, I see that you're still there, and I don't know. I looked back to see if you'd asked a specific question. You can certainly get a general reading, but if you do have a question, let us know. It'll be a while till we get to though.
Yeah, we've got a few to get through, so just hang tight. So, we promise we'll get there. We'll do our best.
Next up is Gilda, and you're first.
Oh, hi, Gilda.
Kid's dad is coming to visit for a birthday. Any advice?
Leave town. No. All right, you go next.
How long is the list? We are already at 19 questions. And we're just answering, I think, number 5.
Yeah, so sit
so it
tight.
Takes a while.
We'll get there.
But you can always come back.
It's quality, not quantity here. You know. Well, actually, we do have a quantity, but
yeah, we stop at 40 if we get 40.
Patience. Oh my patience.
Gilda. Gilda.
And stop your worrying.
Stop worrying.
Stop your bloody worrying, and just chillax a little bit. You know, it's. I want to say this, and I'm sure there's a beautiful piece of music called this as well. I think it's by Kerry Nash, isn't it? I don't know. The grass grows all by itself, you know. You don't need to overcorrect here, and I think you've gone into overcorrection mode, if you'll forgive me. You know, what do I need to do? You're almost doing the headless chicken, and that's not helpful, love. It really isn't. So just woosah, be a little patient, just do what's necessary. You look. Whether you like it or not, you're inextricably linked to this individual. You know, you have kids together. You know, you can't kick him completely to the curb, even though he's a little bit of a, how shall we say? Well, you know, I'm not going to demean anybody. But look at those are they pomegranates or roses on that bedspread? That's a beautiful sort of thing, and there's some lovely constellations and all that sort of stuff. There's so much going. I've never looked at the dots on the bedspread on this. If you've
it's
got
all
this
the glyphs for the planets.
It's amazing. It really is amazing stuff. So you can't dream though. if you're looking at you're pondering your hands, you know, this sleeplessness, this worrying, this woosah, you know, you just got to chill a little bit here. Because listen, we've just been. This is my vernal equinox card. This represents this.
Mabon.
Well, it's actually the opposite that's shown on it. Is Mabon shown on here?
Right, but it's Aries.
This represents 0 degrees Aries, the spring equinox. We've gone there. So I'm going to give you the advice of that crazy 80s song. I don't know if you remember it. Doing all right, getting good grades. My future's that bright. I've got to wear shades. You're doing all right. Listen, you have, to a large degree, I think, recovered your sense of self-sovereignty. I think you've learned to draw the line. You can be cordial, you know, you're not a doormat, you can be cordial. You're not going to cut this guy off forever, but, you know, there's no need for mind games anymore. So just recover your sense of, you know, don't turn the horse around and face that wall again, all right? Just move forwards into the light. Feel the sun on your bones and hold your head up. It's going to be okay.
All right.
It's going to be okay.
Dad is coming for a visit. Well, we do know that you were connected to this person for a reason. Maybe the reason was just to have your beautiful children.
The magnificent munchkins.
I am going to say that my advice is to think about what you already know. You know, I've said to you a couple times, leopards don't change their spots. And even though he may be very different energy when he comes this time, and he may seem very calm and very charming, it's because he really doesn't want any trouble. He doesn't want any trouble. So you just keep in your mind and in your heart the road you've already traveled with him. Don't worry about the future. Don't worry about what he's going to say. Don't worry about what he's going to do. It has nothing to do with him. It has everything to do with what you're going to do, right? So you're going to take the high road. You're going to be gracious. You're going to be mothering and welcoming. And for your children's sake, you're going to allow him the time to visit. And you're not going to be that nasty person that denies their child the father just because he's a jerk.
You said it.
But you're also not going to let him back into your good graces, right? You know what he's about. The history book is written. The facts don't change. So although you will more than graciously allow him to be part of his children's lives when he can be, you are their constant, and you need to show them how to be graceful. So I would say, do your best to be gracious. Do your best to respond and not react. Do your best to remember what's gone before and not expect it to change going forward. And just don't worry about it. Just, let it be. All right. Shuffled up, please.
So just want to, yeah, absolutely. While we're doing that, I just want to mention that AJ says, gosh, I'm a Leo, and what you said was so accurate about my life. Whenever we get together and do this is the weird thing. There's always like this kind of crazy oversoul. The zeitgeist. I'm not sure what the right word is, but it's almost like the gathering, albeit from wherever it is, wherever you're watching in the world. This coming together creates this kind of energy in and of itself. And even I know there's a lot of people watch that don't really want to ask a question or kind of concerned about asking
in public.
But they can get
listen
so
and
much.
See what you can glean.
Yeah, so much just from other people's questions. And this.
So a person who says there's no chat on YouTube, and I said there is if you sign in.
You have to
right?
sign in. You have to sign in to chat because it's what they do
right.
to prevent spam.
So
to be honest.
Next up, I think I'm first.
You are.
And it's Harriet. So Harriet,
Hello,
we're
Harriet.
up to you, and Harriet wants a career question.
Oh, career.
So,
Let's see how we're
this
doing.
is 1,
This is 2.
and that jumped out for 3.
There you go. All right.
1, 2, 3. All right.
They don't suck. I would
The
say.
first thing I would say is, I think a lot of doors are opening for you.
Oh yeah.
And I think that you are not going to be bored. All right. I think that you will find something that pays very, very well. But I also think, Harriet, that you're going to find that like never an ill wind that doesn't blow some good, So you may be doing things a little bit differently because of, the pandemic and all that. Things might have changed. You may not be having as much in-person stuff, but I feel like there's some things going on with Zoom or the computer and workshops that way. And I think you might even write some kind of book or syllabus or something. And I just see you like expanding in several different directions. So you know how some people have one career, it's one particular title, they rise to a certain point, they have that title for the 30 or 40 years that they're working, and they just make the money, and that's what it is. I think that would bore you to tears. So I think that you are going to find different avenues for making the money. And I think that the most important thing is that you do give yourself some time to rest and some time to think. It's like you almost have to schedule that in the schedule. Like, I'm going to do this on Mondays and Tuesdays, and I'm doing that on Friday, and I'm doing that on Wednesday. Oh, but you know what? I'm going to make sure I get at least one day off for me. Mm-hmm. And I do see also an expansion within the family. So I think this is fur babies for you. Okay. I think that you may even oversee a much larger group of animals. Like, I don't know if you're going to take on some sort of animal activist thing, or oversee the monetary part of stables or something like that. But I think career is going to become quite diverse based around what you're trained for, what you know.
Which was first, sweetie? That was first. So yeah, it was a career question. Oh, Harriet, you're just bloody awesome. You know, you're one of these people that brings a breath of fresh air to the world, and I think you know, more power to your elbow there, girl, because you've so got it going on. I mean, yeah, this is the, what do they call it? The nebula formula for a family, if you will, and all that. But here's the rainbow's jumping out here. And you know, you can't have a rainbow unless you've had rain. So what you've learned through some of the painful experiences, particularly, I think will help you very much in your career progression, especially if it involves emotional communication in some way. I see that. I'm sort of almost feeling along the same lines when Lisa was talking about the animal rescue thing, but I think it's almost on a more grander scale. It's almost like, you know,
like the administrator or
ASPCA advertisements and all that kind of stuff, and
right,
the emotional.
Or a handbook or something.
Yeah,
there's like diverse things, but they're all centered around what you're trained for. But I think, like, you know, who knows? Maybe even write an animal Reiki book. I don't know. It's wild.
Could. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Okay?
Definitely got to rest.
You've got to take. You're not good at this. Okay. You're not good at this.
She's Aries, I believe, if I remember.
I don't know, but
they're just like.
But you can't pour from an empty vessel, love. You just can't do it. So take some time, you know, just to rest and recuperate. Even if it's, you know, horizontal meditation, shall we say? You know, you're still processing stuff. It's important that you actually try and, you know, physically rest and physically be still. I know that's difficult for you, but I think it's so important. But this card, I love this card. Again, this is the culmination of the Fool's journey. In some way, it's almost like a reset. We're revisiting something or come back to a point where we were before, but you're not. You're not in exactly the same point. You might have completed a cycle and you may be beginning a new cycle, but you now have the experience gleaned from the last turn, if you will, the last waz around, and you've learned to harmonize those opposing forces, which is a wonderful thing here. So there's great wisdom within you now, but you know, wisdom needs to be blended with compassion. And I think blend those two together and bring them. You are on the precipice of doing something quite bloody amazing. So more power to your elbow, and I wish you every love and success in the world.
All right. So Kitty Supreme says, may I have a love reading?
Surely.
Okay.
We'll
So
get
I'll
you on
put
the
that
list
on
for
there.
that. Yep.
You're number 19, but I do have you on the list. And then I have Anja, greetings from Germany. If you want a question, let us know and I'll write it down. And Kimberly, I have you on for a card and you can let us know if you have a question. Up next is Shelley.
Claudia says she's in Germany. I
And
know
she likes
because
the word
says
Zeitgeist,
Zeitgeist.
yeah.
Well, my German is terrible. I apologise.
All he can say really is, excuse me, I have an ambulance. But...
Yeah, sehen Sie bitte, ich bin ein Krankenwagen. Yes, excuse me, please.
All right,
I'm
well,
an
that's got
ambulance.
to be number 1 for Shelley because it fell
Oh,
out.
right. Okay.
Oh, wow, it's really wild. Okay. Why don't you pick the other 2?
Yes.
Because you were supposed to pick first and third.
Okay, there you go. Well, you
All
can
right.
you can.
So this is Shelley's question. And Shelley's, you go first. Shelley's question
I have
is,
no idea which is 1 and 2 and 3. This was 1.
this flew out,
So
but technically
d-
I
does
would have
she-
chosen it as number 2. But anyway.
Okay, all right.
However you'd like them.
Well,
she
whatever.
wants to know, will she get the office space she wants for her new post?
Oh,
Position.
yes, but
For
it's
her
going to
new
take
position.
you a little bit longer than perhaps you wanted to. Just do what's necessary. This is a constant gardener card here. This is just, the grass grows all by itself. You've got this beautiful, beautiful stuff coming. This card's come up a lot tonight. This card's come up a lot tonight. So, and this again, old soul. Look, 3. This is one of the 3 with the 3 pyramids for me. So I know you're somebody who you're a type A personality, aren't you, love? You just got to get stuff done. I've just got to get it done, and it's kind of frustrating when things don't just do. But when you're dealing with other people, you've got to unfortunately deal with other people. It's not just down to you. So if I can give you a tiny bit of counsel, yeah, it'll come, but be mindful not to squeeze the soap so hard in the bath it shoots out of your hand. So if you can afford to be a little patient here and a little more circumspect, definitely it's coming. It's coming with it, and there's it's really, really, really coming, and there's going to be so much cause for celebration. It's going to be outstanding. It's exactly going in the right. It's just going to take a little longer. So woosah and try to be a bit patient here. Would be my take on it.
Yeah, I think there's some really good information coming, and I almost feel like this is something being stamped or signed or agreed upon, approved. It's very positive, so I don't know if this would be a lease or if it's planning approval because you're building a room onto your house. I don't know. There's something very, very positive regarding this office space. And yes, even though we have a lot of orange here, which is a lot of strength behind what's going on, I do believe you have to be patient. But honestly, it looks like you're going to help a heck of a lot of people.
Oh, hell yeah.
So I don't know what you're doing, but if you said, oh, well, I've decided I'm going to be a marriage counselor or an astrologer or teach Reiki or whatever, those are the things in the esoteric vein that I could see you doing. But whatever it is you're doing in this office really is going to make a difference. So how very Aquarian of you. Just be patient with yourself and watch for the news or the agreement, the lease, whatever it is. It's going to be great.
Yeah, just I know. Yeah, nobody likes. So how long do we have to wait though?
To
wait
over,
and it's
right?
done, unfortunately. Although no, fortunately, because it really is. You get if something comes too easy. I know this sounds really crazy. If something comes too easy, it's almost like it lacks the necessary value. And this is so important, as Lisa says. This is so important. It needs to present a little bit of a struggle just to have you recognize how chuffing important this is, all right?
Yeah, it's going to go really well.
Yeah.
Really well. All right, so next up is Anita.
Hello, Anita.
And Anita super chatted.
Okay.
So she wants a general reading, and I should
You
pick
should go
first.
first.
I'm
You
going
should
to
go
shuffle.
first and give them a good go, and you go first, and I'll shut up and drink me non-soda soda.
Well, you have to
Listen,
pick
if
one
this
too.
oh okay, I will certainly pick one. If anybody's looking to sponsor us, we would not say no to a sponsorship deal from Simple Truth Organic. We're not affiliated to them in any way at all, but we both really love this non-soda soda. It's
all right.
It's organic and it's
Anita.
no sugar and all
Anita,
that fun stuff.
Anita. First card, 5 of Cups. Second card, Queen of Cups. Last card, 8 of Wands. So, I think that a lot of what was really bothering you is finally starting to get behind you, right? I mean, a lot of times when we look at the 5 of Cups, we think that, he's, this is the person that they're their own worst enemy, and they keep looking at the spilled cups instead of the full ones behind them. But I think in your case, we see the cups like if it were an answer to a medical question, that there are some things you have to endure, and some, just like some medicine you have to take. And once you take that, it starts to lift this heaviness. It starts to allow you to be able to feel more like your old self and move to these delightful things that you'd like to do. I think that your strength will be returning between now and the fall. So I think that, April, May, June, July, August, every month you're going to be able to kind of mark a better spot, right? It's funny because as we get older, we think, I was so agile when I was 35, and now, oh my God, I'm 40, and then, oh my God, I'm 50, Well, I think that what's going to go on with you health-wise is each of these months are going to make you feel better and better, like marked improvements. So you can say, the month of April, this came back and I felt so much better about this. The month of May, maybe my back felt so much better. Whatever it is, I feel like every month between now and the Scorpio time of year, there is a marked improvement. I also see travel for you these next 8 months or so, and the opportunity, the opportunity to purchase property and the opportunity to sell property. So if you were going to downsize and have 2 places, in 2 different places, or whatever it is you're going to do, I see there's a lot of physical movement, travel, but I also think that there's something going on with the purchase or sale of a property, or both. And I got some more super chats, so let me write them down.
Yep, you catch up on the super chats. Thank you so much for those. So, Anita, no question, just general, right? Yep.
General reading. Yep.
Yeah. So the first card, if we remember rightly here, is the 5 of Cups. 5s can be a struggle, yes, and definitely if we look at the character on this card, we can see they don't look exactly full of the joys of spring, do they? They're somewhat desolate and just focus very much on the spilt cups. So I think there's a reminder here that, things have dragged on you, weighed heavily upon you. Let's try that in English. Forgive me. Things have weighed on you greatly. Certainly, the last 2 years has been tricky for a good many people. You managed to get onto the other screen. Come this way a bit. There you go.
I'd like to move that up and down.
All right, there you go.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Let me come back to where I was going. So yeah. So your focus really needs to shift now, and to look at what you've got and what you can do, rather than stuff that's happened. It literally is water under the bridge. And also, I don't know if you know, and you probably heard me say a time or two in the past, I know enough about Feng Shui to be moderately dangerous. But a house on a hill with a river running past is a really, really good omen. And this is very much about a church on a hill with a river running past. But the bridge is really important here. This is the bridge again. Bridges are so important right now. I think we need to be building bridges. There's been a lot of divisiveness in the world. There's been a lot of disharmony in the world. And I think if we could work on building bridges and bridging the gap and looking to see how we can, bring things back together, I think all of us will do much better and feel much better for it. So again, I'm going to jump slightly sideways here because we'll come back to the center card in a second. Would you look at it if that isn't another house on a hill with a river running past? Can you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, except this one is a really nice house on a hill. Maybe smaller, I don't know, but it's got a sort of very serene and regal kind of feel to it.
So again, this is Anita's reading if somebody's just joined.
Right. So as Lisa says, if you're contemplating a move or real estate or something like that, I think you're going to find exactly the right gorgeous place, with exactly the right countenance and just feels right. We were so privileged when we were back in England, Wales, get it right, Wales many moons ago. It was arranged to leave, but we had a house nestled into a hill with a river running past, and it was kind of like beautiful. There's something very special about that and that feel. Things are going to start happening quickly for you. There's been a lot of like hurry up and wait, but now I think there's going to be a lot of activity. And I think somehow, if I can jump over here, the Queen of Cups to me is the Scorpio card. The very much the fixed water, but there's so much that lies beneath that I don't know. I think there's almost such a depth of emotion in you and a rediscovering of yourself and learning about maybe getting more focused on your spiritual development, because this is why we're seeing this.
There's going to be some time and some energy.
Yeah, I really
think
think there's going to be a fantastic voyage of self-discovery and for you almost like getting back to your art. I think somehow your art has eluded you, and I think it's necessary for us. So I think if you can spend a bit of time there, if you've never felt like picking up a paintbrush or something, you maybe find it's like ridiculously therapeutic or whatever your art is.
Whatever your art is,
pursue it. But they're good cards, actually.
Very good, very positive cards, and
good change and renewal. I think is the theme there.
But
moving out of the doldrums.
I just felt like
changing our
every month
focus
is going to mark another success. All right, this is Anja, and she's super chatted.
Hi, Anja.
And
Anja's in Germany too, if I'm not entirely mistaken.
I don't know.
I think I saw somewhere.
But the question
chats,
is, will I ever find peace with my parents?
Oh, bless. It's never nice when people argue and stuff, and there's angst and strum.
I went first last time.
You did?
For Anita, didn't I?
I don't know.
Yeah, I just went first for Anita. So.
These are I got the old wivers there. This is kind of there's some spectacular stuff here. This is quite interesting.
Wow.
Okay.
It's a double-edged sword. That's how we start.
Oh.
You're getting a download, aren't you?
I am. Oh gosh. All right. So, first thing, Angie, you're not a passenger in your life. All right. I think if there's one thing I really want you to understand, is that it's you that has the sword of control. That you are not a passenger in your life. Now you understand, and it's particularly shown very strongly. And if I can bring it right the way close up to the camera, maybe you can see it. If you've got one of these decks as well, this is a Rider-Waite deck. It's the original Rider-Waite deck. Pamela Coleman-Smith was very careful to ensure that there are two colours visible on that sword. So this really presses home the fact that swords divide, if you will. And so I think for you to find peace, I think you're going to have to start paring away at what's actually going on here. I think when we get full engaged, full contact into a conflict, so to speak, it's almost like everything louder than everything else, if you understand me. It's People are so keen to make their point, to inject their point in the argument, they've stopped listening to the other side. And and there may well be two sides here. There may be the need to separate the two. I sense that it's something to do with, you need to responsibility. When are you've got to get this art for art's sake, money for God's sakes kind of thing. You've got to work your butt off and all that kind of stuff. And maybe you feel that they judge you emotionally and are making you make difficult emotional choices as well. So all of this from 3 cards. Listen, for somebody who couldn't talk, he said some profound things. Stephen Hawking said that our greatest successes, and I'm paraphrasing just for speed here, our greatest successes have been brought about by talking and our worst disasters by not talking. So pair out the argument here. You've got to divide the argument and open a line of dialogue. Okay, that says there's 2, which means it's not all about one person talking. There's a circuit of force here. There's got to be, if you're going to allow them to talk, allow them to talk, and allow them to talk it all the way out. And also understand, when you ask a question, please shut up until they've given you the answer. Even if it's difficult to voice, and sometimes it can be very difficult for somebody who's maybe, raised in a different generation, raised with different principles, they're not so forthcoming, and they, like some people just spew it all out, and other people are very taciturn, and it's very difficult to actually get information from them. So when you ask a question, wait and listen for the answer. And I think I actually feel that there is a positive outcome from this, but it's going to need work.
All right. I think that the whole asking about peace thing, we do have a peace offering here, but it is like a double-edged sword. It's almost like when you're on the outs with them and you don't have to communicate with them, life is a little bit easier. But when they want to be involved in your life and expect you to explain things to them, life is a little bit more difficult. And I can kind of hear them saying, but we only want what's best for you.
Yeah, we're only caring for you.
Like, they may know that you're very intelligent and that you'd make a fantastic lawyer and that you should walk in somebody else's shoes. But that's the key. You don't want to walk in somebody else's shoes. You want to do what's in your heart. And you want to create and work and or learn with what speaks to you and what's in your heart. I don't know why, but it's like 2 completely different things. Like, for instance, you want to be a doctor and they want you to be a lawyer, or they want you to be a teacher and you'd rather be an artist. They're all very wonderful things to do, but I think that they think you just don't know what you want. So they're going to tell you what's right for you. And they are your parents, and they do deserve some respect. But they, that's a 2-way street. So are you ever going to find peace with them? I think once you prove to them that you're doing what you love and that you're okay doing it, and that you're taking care of yourself and that you can provide for yourself, because that's what they really want. They just want you to have a good life. But I think they don't necessarily know how to express that. So I think part of it is figuring out that they do love you, but what they think is best for you may not be what's best for you because you're from a different generation. So just do your best to avoid talking about things that they don't understand, and try to educate them about things where you can find a common ground.
I think the most important thing you could raise is, well, I think we want the same thing. You want me to be happy, I want me to be happy. So, what makes me happy? And change the line of dialogue, don't be confrontational, yeah?
All right. Kimberly
All right.
Kimberly didn't really ask a question, but she
did not?
super chatted. So she said she'd like a card. I looked back.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yep.
All right.
So, who goes first now this time? I do, because I just went last.
I honestly, love, I ain't got a bloody
So
clue
now
what
what
I'm
I'm going to
doing
say
anymore.
to you is, this is our last super chat,
Okay.
and then we're going
We're
to
going
try
to
to plow through some of these.
We've got some catching up to do.
Yeah, because
I know,
we
of course,
spent-
it'll all go for a ball of chalk because somebody else
All
is
right.
super chat.
So this is,
So-
Kimberly, you go first. 1, 2, 3.
I go first? I
Yep.
thought you went first, didn't I? No, okay. You didn't?
General, moving time frame. Okay.
Okay.
Moving.
You are first. 'Cause
I am?
Yeah,
Okay.
because I just... yeah.
Well, it seems like things are pretty chaotic and stressful right now. For this card, I kind of say life is what happens to you while you're busy making other plans, right? So I think that 2 of your 3 cards are swords. So I think you are in a little bit of a challenge phase. And I do think that you are going to move pretty quickly, because this is the Aries card.
It's like
and,
now,
and
isn't it?
we're in Aries now. So, yeah, I don't know. I get within 3 months is what I'm getting for you. Within 3 months, if not sooner. But I think that it's going to be a very positive opportunity. That this doesn't feel like, oh my God, I'm getting evicted, I have to move, this is horrible. It feels more like, well, I'd really love to move and be doing that over there. So I do think it's a positive thing, but I think there's some stress and chaos that has to be really analyzed in order to kind of get to this rebirth. All right.
So, yeah, I think this was the
Cassandra
first...
says good morning. I don't know where you are.
Well, that's totally cool. It's morning somewhere. I know. So, I don't know. I just feel somehow that you feel like... I don't know whether there's been, like, disappointments or whether you guys have had your house on the market and deals have fell through, or you're trying to buy somewhere and deals have
there's
fallen
something
through.
that's
There's
chaos,
something that's
but-
hurt a lot, you know? And it's felt like, oh my God, I don't know. It's such an emotional journey, and it's really cut you to the core, literally cut you to the core with the actual thing. So chillax, all right, a little bit of stillness. I know this is probably not what you want to hear. Just be still, because you're doing all right. You're doing all right. It's gonna come, and it's gonna be more than. I think what's important though is don't turn the horse around and face the bleeding wall.
You've said
all
that
right?
before tonight.
It is the second time, but the same advice there. You know, just because something's gone pear-shaped,
Keep heading in the proper direction.
Let's head
Don't
in the
get
correct
thrown off
direction.
course.
Let's
Yep.
not go back and revisit that. You know, that slight chaos or what have you. But I do think I agree with Lisa. Even though that something doesn't emotionally feel right now, I think it's a really positive thing that's happening, because this cancels it all out. This is the outcome right there. And the Sun card, you know, what can you say?
Rebirth, yeah.
It is.
It's like a very karmic kind of thing.
And
Yeah.
there's, you know, this red feather is, you know, there's great knowledge there, even for one so
Well, that's
innocent.
like the fool's feather. He's
Yeah.
going to take a journey, so.
Exactly.
Cyprus, welcome.
Is it morning in Cyprus? It might be.
I guess
don't-
it is.
It could be. It's early morning though, isn't it?
We have
I
other
don't know. Cyprus.
Cypriots.
Yes, we do. Yes.
All right, Claudia.
Or is it Claudia? I don't know. Whichever.
Claudia?
I don't know. 'cause
She just said a general card for a general
you
reading.
got it. You got it. And
All right. Taking control. Claudia, I think you're coming into a time when you are going to be able to kind of call the shots, choose what you want, and just feel very much like you're coming from a place of strength. That there's an energy of like a fire within you again, a spark within you again, that gives you this knowledge and creativity and the ability to feel safe and secure and get on with things. So very positive. All right.
Excellent. So just one shameless plug while we're doing that. If you haven't already done so, please go ahead and punch that like button, that thumbs up button. It's really good. If you like what you see in this evening, we do this every Wednesday. Assuming the snow ain't too deep and the creek don't rise too much, so to speak. But we're here every Wednesday evening. We also have a whole bunch of other stuff going on. We've got a tarot course called Tarot Talk, which we'd love you guys to check out. So why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, please do that. And if you want to be notified when we come online to do this, go ahead and hit that little bell thing, and that way you will be notified when we come online. But we'd love to welcome you to our crazy little metaphysical family.
All right, unless we get another super chat, we're going to
plow on
through
now
because we
so
have
we've
like
got some catch up
15 to go here.
We've got some
All
catch
right.
up.
So the wondrous who asked a question way back.
The wonderful something.
Yeah. What's coming towards me? One card, you.
Yes. Hopefully it's the light at the end of the tunnel is not the headlamp of an oncoming train. Mate choices. I say mate, I've no idea how you identify what your gender is, but I'm from Birmingham, England, so I'm going to call everybody mate sometime. So you're being offered something here. Definitely you're being offered something, but you're quite reticent to receive it. So it's like
so stuff is coming.
So stuff is
ready.
definitely being offered to you. But I think what happens is we wind up in a situation where we try to strive to learn much and to grow, and yet we refute the very things that our soul is asking us to learn, and so the lesson becomes a bit of clue by four around the side of the head sometimes. So I think you can ponder a little more here and be a little more open. You've been through the mill. I get you sort of got that defensive emotional guard up. I understand that, but cups to me are emotions. That's where we're going on with the element of water. So but four, we've got three. Three is a good thing. Fours can be squaring things, but you're being offered something, and I think it's emotional growth for you if you're prepared to take it. I don't know. I just feel that you're resisting it. You're resisting.
All right.
In the words of the Borg, isn't it? Resistance is futile.
Jessalay, what does my ex-MG think about me after all this time? Well, I'm not sure if the question was, do they think about you, or what do they think about you? So I'm going to say that I think you are quite psychic, and that you think about them a lot, and when you think about them, it's probably because they were thinking about you and you picked up on that. I think X's are X's for good reason, so I don't know that you're really going to act on any of those thoughts. But I do think from time to time they might miss your sense of humor or your ability to just kind of know things. All right. Hi, Wendy. Thanks for joining us.
Hello, Wendy. Hope you're doing good. Hope you're doing great.
Okay. Tori, General, you. JMAJG. What is that? I have no idea.
I don't know. You have to give us more words. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
okay.
We're not down with the kids and texting. All right. Tori, General.
Hello, Tori. Okay. Not a bad card. The moon, I do like the moon card, to be perfectly honest. It's one of the two luminaries, and it does cast the shadow on the earth. However, the moon is in the words of the Moody Blues, isn't it? A cold-hearted orb that rules the night, removes the colours from our sight. Red is grey and yellow white, and who's to say which is right and which is illusion? So the moon does play a number on us. I mean, we've got a new moon right now, haven't we? We're moving through
new
there.
Moon in Aries.
New moon is, I think, on the 1st, which is... And so the new moon, understand this is also the spring tide. This is where the moon physically is closest to the earth. And when the new moon, this is where you get the massive pull on it. So I wouldn't be at all surprised if you're not feeling slightly, emotional at the moment, getting pulled around. These two towers, okay, these are also reminiscent of the pillars and the tree of life as well, but they can also represent two bastions of thought, two principles, two ideas. So this can indicate a lot of argument and a lot of noise just for the sake of making noise. And everything louder than everything else, even the bloody lobsters come out of the water here and everybody's making a row at the moon. You can't hear when there's a great row going on. You just can't hear. So again, try to be...
What are you doing?
I don't know.
I can't. I'm sorry. I can't use
Hold
this.
on a second. I know. Where did you go? You've
I'm
gone
trying
back
to
over
type
here.
here, and I don't know why it keeps going over
I'm
there.
going to go over here first, and let's click there, and just try not to move.
I'm so sorry. You go and do what you're doing.
Okay. All right. So try to. Here's a little moment of transparency. Try to be. Just lower the volume a little bit and listen more and resolve conflict, I think. Try to be the one that resolves conflict. I don't know, I sense it's just emotional, but you know what? The moon is amazing. It brings out our artistry and our creativity and all that fun stuff. So even though the moon is new, yeah?
And this is Tori's card.
Yeah, and she was just wanting general. I think it's having a big effect on you, even if you can't see it right now. All right. How about it?
Yeah, Jules, I don't see your question. I'm sorry.
Yeah, type it again, Jules.
So this
I'm
is
sorry.
for Victoria. This is a general card for Victoria. You got to work to keep your head above water. I see all kinds of things coming up. Many times people only make one big change at once, right? So they're either working on their career, or they're working on their living arrangement, or they're working on their relationship, or they're working on their spirituality. And you seem to be working on all kinds of things all at once. I do think that you have the strength to make it happen. You just got to kind of be alert and kind of do it once, handle it now. If you move too many things to the back burner, the back burner's going to overflow.
Gotcha.
All right.
I understand now. Oh, well, thank you, Jules, for helping out AJ understand what the XMG meant. Okay.
What does my X, MJ, or MG, and we
whoever
don't know what his
yeah.
initials are, think of that person. All right.
Okay.
So,
but Jules, no, I don't think we see your question. So if
I'll try to scroll back for
All right.
it.
Who we got now?
You've got Paulette with a general.
Hello, Paulette. How you doing? All right. Thank you for being patient. All right. So it's like you've arrived back at the needle returns to the start of the song and we sing along as before. No, actually. Yes and no. Yes, it's almost like you've gone full circle. You've arrived back at where you started, but you're not where you started. You have now gained a tremendous amount of experience through this whole cycle that's gone before it. You've learned to harmonize those forces. It's the second time tonight this card's come up the world. It's a great card. It's the culmination of the Fool's journey, but it also marks the start of a cycle again. So for you, take what you've learned.
Jules.
All right, perfect. Take what you've learned and apply it now. Apply that wisdom going forwards and you will do well. You will do well.
All right. I've got John for a general.
Hello, John.
I'm going to find this one here. Ooh.
What you got?
I got a little bit of a struggle here, John.
Oh, hey.
But I think that the struggle is not because of a bad thing. I think the struggle is because you'd rather be in two places at one time. So, I have a little bit of an insight because of some of the questions you had asked previously. And I'm going to liken this to my life with Anton. For 10 years, we spent a month in Wales and then a month in New Paltz.
We commuted.
And a month in Wales and a month in New Paltz. And we literally had a life in both places. We had friends in both places, cats in both places, beautiful homes in both places, an awareness shop in both places. And every time it came time to leave, it was like a gut-wrenching thing. I don't want to leave. And then we'd leave for 30 days. And then we'd go to the other place and be like, oh, I'm so glad I left because now I'm having this adventure and I'm meeting these new people. And then it would come time to leave. And even though when I was over there, I really didn't want to leave, now I didn't want to leave where I was. So I think that this struggle is within you. You know that this is fantastic for your career. You know that it's fantastic for your sense of well-being. You know that you're going to be able to use your gifts, and you know that it's going to go really super well. But uprooting and going is the hard part. And then once you get there and get settled in and everything is going really well, then you'd be like, damn, I don't want to leave just yet. So I think it's going to be fine, and I think you're absolutely safe. I don't see this as any kind of an injury. I see this as more of an emotional, like, I don't want to go, I want to go. All right.
Well, AJ, thank you for the really nice words. He's waxing lyrical about us.
All right. All right. So now you have AJ next.
Oh.
And
well, that's about to change.
The question is, will they get the job they're looking for? Ooh, that's a big offer.
It's more than you're expecting. You may be looking in the wrong place. I think maybe you need to set your sights a little higher. Honestly, I just feel somehow that there's your focus. You see, your focus is this, and you think, oh, you know. But you're being offered an awful lot here, but you haven't clocked it yet. The eyes are. Don't worry. I don't know if you can see this card.
You're going to get
worry
the job,
about
absolutely.
Yeah, but you're actually going to get way more than that. I think there's an awful lot more to this than meets the eye. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And I think you're going to get the job, and I think it's not going to be hard to learn, because what you're doing is kind of remembering something you've already done, maybe even in a past life. So it's kind of a job that's really going to speak to you, and I think you're going to really love it. All right. Sorry.
Totally fine.
Jules.
Hello,
When
Jules.
will my family grow?
For the second time.
Jeez, we have really shuffled these up. I think that when everybody gets on the same page, right? So how do I put, all right, fives are struggle, but these are the Pentacles, and the suit of Pentacles is about reality. So one person in the relationship may very much want a family, may very much feel fulfilled if they have a family. The other person in the relationship may feel that the two people make a relationship and they make a family by themselves. So I don't see anything physically blocking the people from having a baby, whether it's you or whether you're waiting to be a parent or a grandparent, whatever it is. I don't see anything physically blocking it from happening. This is more of an emotional thing. Look how I answered, John's question, saying it was a push me, pull me. I think one of the people in this relationship isn't 100% sure and may be telling themselves, like, I'm not good enough to do this, I'm not smart enough to do this, how will I ever financially take care, how will I blah, 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 blah. And they're like loading their body with the wrong attitude.
Stacking the deck against themselves already, you know what I'm saying?
So when both people get on the same page, then Liz, and it's our Lizzie from Bishop's Castle.
Oh, hi Liz. How
and she
are
wants
you?
a general.
Well, let's have a look-see. Oh, Liz.
Oh,
Not a bad card, kid.
No.
Not a bad card at all. Interesting one. A lot of potential for you still. A lot of potential, curiously enough. Just a little bit up in the air. I actually see this as this to me is a very much a mercantile card. It's very much about commerce and probably international commerce as well. You've got the whole world literally in your hands here, and this person is obviously doing extraordinarily well. They're up on the ramparts of this beautiful Italianate villa, for want of a better word, overlooking this beautiful land, and there's a ploughed field here. And yet, wistfully, we're still looking out to the sea, and we're looking out to the left, which to me tends to indicate there's still a bit of an emotional issue that you're hanging on to from the past that hasn't quite been grounded out, bottomed out, and it's still hampering you a little bit. You're very creative, so I don't know if you're planning on doing some kind of Etsy store or something like that, or whatever it is.
I think
I could see you could definitely do really, really well with that. That's the sort of mercantile commerce side of things. But just got to, you are worthy. You are worthy, and I think sometimes you get it in your head that, this is beyond you, this is too difficult or whatever, but you are definitely worthy, and you could, make this happen quite easily. Just ground out your plan, think it out, and whatever's bothering you from the past, try and maybe do a little bit of personal shadow work or whatever, and just like ground that out, so it's not dragging the past into the future.
All right. So now Desiree.
Hello, Desiree.
Desiree, for a 1-card reading, you're giving me a challenge. Desiree says she's having a little trouble with her job.
Okay.
So she wants to know about whether she's going to stay in that job, transfer, or get fired. She wants to know what's September going to look like, because
in 1 card?
Apparently that's
Is this a run-on question?
And she wants to know if she should move or not. So job, move, September.
In 1 card.
For Desiree. I can do it. Ooh, okay. Job, I'm going to say, reflect on it a little bit. Maybe the reason you feel like you're being pushed out is because you really don't want to be there anymore. So do a little soul searching about the job. I do see you having a very good income. I think you're going to take a new offer, because I think when you think about it, you're going to realize that the reason you feel like you don't belong is because inside you don't belong. What?
Oh, I said, excuse me, I was rubbing my nose. I've got a mad itch in my nose. I'm
I
trying
wasn't
not to
even
sneeze.
noticing you. Okay.
No, I don't.
All right.
They were. The folks out there were.
As far as living arrangements, I feel like there's some sort of need to be closer to family, if that makes sense. And in the fall, I think that's when a lot of the harvest comes for you, right? So I think like right now you're trying to decide who you're going to work with, who you're going to work for. You're trying to decide where you want to live and where you'd be most comfortable. And I think that things will be settled by September, but I think they will be settled by you, not other people. In other words, it's not like you get fired and then you lose your house. This is, you decide what you're going to do and who you're going to do it for, and you decide where you'd feel most comfortable, and you work to move towards there. All right.
People are saying such nice things about us tonight.
Oh.
You guys are just lovely. Thank you.
Kitty wants to know what's coming in the love department.
When love comes to town, I'm going to catch that train. I think this one. Lessons of love, I think.
Poor Miss Kitty.
Yes, I do. I think you should be looking for your soulmate.
Find one that you can connect with psychic. Your psyche, your soul. Yeah.
You'll know the connection will be very deep and very profound. And don't worry if they come from a different ethnic or religious background than you.
You'll work it out.
Because all roads lead to Om. Ha 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 ha. No, I mean honestly, she's got the triple goddess above her head. She's got the Christian cross, the Torah, the Judaic wisdom, possibly Islam here. Who knows? It's all wild and wonderful, but. She sits between the two pillars, and if you guys want to go and check out Tarot Talk, I think she's episode 3. Yeah, episode 3. You can learn all about High Priestess, but you've got to ask the right questions, and I think this is the
The
key
key.
for you for your relationship, Kitty. It's really bizarre, and I mean, I'm not wishing to bore people who don't know our backstory, but we'd both been through the mill. We'd both been through a collapse of an existing relationship, and we were both feeling fairly forlorn, to be honest. And I don't know what possessed me, but and when you think about the unlikeliness of this,
You have to kind of take the bull by the horns and start looking if you want to find somebody.
Kind
not the
of,
pizza
yeah.
delivery person.
So I was in rural Wales, which was, you know, the chances of me meeting anything other than a sheep. You know,
Oh dear.
fairly. Yeah, let's not know. No, stop, stop.
Funny enough, when you scroll back, Harriet left us a sheep in the comments. I don't know if you saw that.
Stop it!
See?
Stop! Stop! Stop now! Stop! Stop! But yeah, no. So
All right, it's a one-card reading.
It's a
the
one-card
odds are
reading.
1,000,000 to 1, but those 1,000,000 to 1 chances come true. So set yourself up for that 1,000,000 to
You've
1.
got to. You got to voice it. We've got time. We got time. Relax already. We got time. So yeah. You've got to actually tell the universe what it is that you want, and that's what we did. And by some ridiculous, unbelievable, you know, connecting of dots, the chances of that coming up are like 1,000,000 to 1. We found each other, which is ridiculous, but brilliant. So you got to know what good looks like, and you got to ask the right questions. So I think this is what you really need to do, because if you haven't, you know, focused yourself.
She's part Welsh.
Creso. So you know what to do. Well, if you don't,
What's coming at you is what you manifest.
exactly, draw it to you.
All right. So I
Draw
don't know.
down
I
the
feel like
moon.
I'm getting all the complicated ones.
Well,
Haley says her brother Liam acted very badly towards her at her aunt's
see,
funeral.
I saw that and I thought I want to do that one.
You
but
want to do that one?
I don't
All
know.
right, you go for it.
I don't know.
It's
I
one
feel,
card.
Is this our Haley in
This is our Haley in
Shrewsbury?
Shrewsbury, yeah. So the question was that they haven't talked, and will he talk to her?
You got to reach out and you got to build a bridge of love here. I don't know why,
Even though you're the one who keeps getting wronged by everybody in your family.
yeah, but I really feel that somehow the role of I almost like matriarch rests with you somehow. You're seen as the responsible, sane one. You know, so but if I remember
Because-
the question,
here
it
it
was
is.
like it says on my aunt's deathbed, he behaved like an absolute
But you know,
jerk.
Haley, he knows in the end you'll not leave him. So who else is he going to lash out at?
Well, yeah, you know, you can't divorce your brother, can you? Or your whatever. It's a tricky one.
Anyway, I'll let you go.
But understand also, I think that Liam, he didn't handle that at all well. And it cut him to the core. And I don't know if you know that, but it really bloody did. And he's still in a bit of a 2 and 8 about it now. So reach out. This is about nurture, and this is about renewal, bringing back to life. So I do believe that this relationship can blossom and be mutually fulfilling. And you know, there'll come a time when all you have left is, you know, your siblings. You know, that is the way it works if things go to plan. So yeah, build a bridge and try to allow him to talk. And it's going to be very, very difficult. He's going to cut you off at first. He's going to, because I honestly feel he's got quite a deep emotional scar
I just
here.
feel like with your whole entire family, you're the one who has to be the bigger person and just come at things from a place of love, you know?
Yep, exactly thus. Only works 100% of the time.
Don't let him get to you.
No,
right.
don't.
Cassandra.
Hi, Cassandra. How are you?
Oh my God. She said she'd like a love card.
Well.
10 of Swords.
Well, if we're in a relationship.
And it's my turn. Okay.
Sorry.
I think you have been through hell and back with people.
Yeah.
I think that you are such a good giver that you get taken.
I'm not saying that you have to build a wall and never be open to a new relationship. But I think that you really have to raise your standards and not allow yourself to be open and take in these wayward strays that are broken. So for you, Cassandra, for a love card, you have to let the past be the past. You have to find your inner strength, right? This person is covered in red and orange, and they've got their fingers crossed. So you're going to pull the swords out of your back. You're going to take out the darkness and the things that have been put upon you that do not belong to you. And once you do that, I think you're going to find a really good person. But raise your standards.
Oh, yeah.
All right,
Josephine,
and this is for you. Josephina,
hello.
this is complicated, so I'm going to try to write it, okay? What was M referring to when they said, were you trying to be more relatable? What did they mean by that? Because I don't get it.
I don't think he ever will. Jeremiah was a bullfrog. He was a good friend of mine. I never understood a word he said, but I helped him drink his wine. I don't know. I get the feeling this person, they're a little bit supercilious, if you'll forgive me. And I am being... I am being guilty of risible use of sesquipedalians here, aren't I? You know what I mean? I think he was
that was so easy to understand. I'm surprised that... Okay, listen.
Do you see what I'm saying? What I'm trying to say is this person is trying to be a little bit, I have this superior dialogue.
They're trying to be highbrow.
Yeah.
But they're trying to accuse you of being that. In other words, they're trying to say, oh, have you come down off your high horse now and you want to talk to me? You're going to try to relate to me now?
I think the word is patronizing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you value this person, be patient, and they will learn eventually that is not the way you treat you.
And if you think that what they are doing is annoying, the longer the relationship goes on, the more annoying they will become.
Much to learn.
All right. Haley, I understand, and sometimes it's okay to just walk away. I know that your siblings are the people you're going to have left in your life. Out of the core people that I grew up with, I have one brother left, but we are such opposites.
Chalk
right?
and cheese, man.
I live in New York. He lives in the South. I'm spiritual and Wiccan. He's very Christian. There's just oceans between us. You don't owe your family anything.
Don't know him.
You don't owe them. So if it's in your heart to try to fix it, fix it. And if it's in your heart to just say,
when you're ready,
you guys have at it, I'm going my own way, don't be ashamed and just do that.
No, when you're ready.
All right.
When you're ready. There's no pressure there.
Last question is for J.A.
Hello, J.A.
What big things will J.A. achieve in his career? I feel like you could be a therapist.
Yeah.
That you could really counsel others. So I don't know if you're studying to be a doctor or a psychiatrist or a therapist in some way, but I think you have great gifts or a great way of helping other people see the other side of things. Like if somebody says, oh, it's this way, and they're fighting with somebody that says, oh, it's that way, you have this way of creating the debate or getting people to kind of come together. So I think you're going to be
accountant.
Really? Well,
Oh,
you're going to help an awful lot of people.
You maybe find a way of looking at things differently. Maybe forensic account.
Oh gosh. I said we were going to sign off, but
Well, we can do a
we'll go
couple
ahead
more.
and do
We'll a couple more.
Mary and Marianne, and then that's it.
Marcy and Marianne.
Oh, Marcy, sorry.
Yeah.
M-A-R-C-Y and Marianne. All right, so J.A.,
Sorry.
you're going to achieve really good things. And maybe it's that you're gonna help people save a lot of money. I don't know.
Well, absolutely. I think
you're just
something
a really
special about you. I
great
really,
communicator.
I really do think so. I think
All
there's
right,
something very
so
special about you.
you're up for Marcy, feeling kind of down, done so much of others and feeling forgotten. So you have that one, and I'll, Marianne, ask your question.
Okay. What you need, I'm a Leo, I would cancel retail therapy, but that's why she doesn't allow me to have any money. Because we wouldn't have any.
No, be serious.
So, no, seriously, good friends, good company, bottle of wine or the beverage of your choosing, if wine is not open to you, whatever. But this is a time just to
Celebrate
really,
you.
yeah, celebrate you. Put the world to rights. Whoever needs to be slagged off, slag them off. Amongst friends. I mean, you just very. Because I really think you've held so much in for so long, you've forgotten that the sun actually does rise in the east and puts down some warmth on you. I think you've been, I want to say contemplating your own navel for so long, but I think very much focused on self. I'm English, I can't help it. Your chin's been down and you've been, befuddled. So I think there's if you can get yourself in, I'm not saying just become a party animal, but
I think this is about finding people that you can relate to and have a better time socially.
Exactly.
And celebrate you.
Yes, celebrate you.
Find a really good friend who wants to be your friend, who wants to hear what you have to say.
And dance and the sisterhood and all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
And there is life out there. There really is, and it doesn't all suck. So how about it? How about it?
You know what you're made of. It doesn't matter what they think. What you think of you is what's important, and I think you just need somebody to celebrate your life with, to celebrate you with. And if you don't have that person right away, go out and do something you love.
Yeah.
That makes you feel better. All right, Marianne, are you asking a question?
Learn to tango dance or something.
Marianne, are you there? It's like a seance. Marianne, are you going to ask a question?
Pamela's there as well. Pamela, yeah. Hello, Pamela.
Yeah, she was over here.
She was over there. What? She came over there.
Because I said we said 7:30, so we only have a couple minutes.
All right.
All right, Marianne, I'm just going to pull you a card, and then we're going to sign off.
Yes.
So, Marianne, it's about a love affair with M.A. Well, I think it's time to walk away. Anytime we see a moon in a card, we know there's a new phase. And this looks like something that you've invested time, effort, and energy into. But I'm not so sure that they're really available. I feel like there's something blocking. You're saying, will there be this relationship? And it may not be the kind of relationship you were really looking for. I feel like that there's something, there's a hurdle you can't get over here. They're not like emotionally available, or they're not ready for a relationship. So I think that you're going to really kind of be tired of it. I know that you've put in a lot of time and effort and energy already, but I don't think there's going to be any marked change. So you may decide to go on your own.
All right. Hello, Pamela. Didn't we answer Cassandra's question? I thought we did.
Cassandra was the one that had the 10 of Swords.
Yeah.
Should I accept this man again? No, raise your standards.
He's a Scorpio. Well, say no more. He will run you through.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Though
emotionally
that's funny
or
because,
physically.
yeah. No. Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm so sorry if your network is, we've been there ourselves.
All right. So that's
the
it for
vagaries of the intertubes.
that's it for us for tonight.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate your energy. If you care to go back and look over things again,
And just kind of take in the overview of what's going on, because sometimes when we go in depth with something, it does kind of help you or speak to you about your situation.
exactly. If you want to get a heads up and get a jump on a reading next time, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and be sure to click the bell icon so you get notified when we go online. Put it in your diaries, but please do tell your friends all about us. We're trying to be less of a well-kept secret, and you guys help. If you haven't done so already, please press that like button.
Oh, thank you, Gilda. She watched all the way through. That's awesome. Thank you so much.
You guys are just awesome. Thank you so much. We really do appreciate every little bit of you.
Peace
So,
and blessings, everybody. And I hear tell there may be a box opening tomorrow.
box openings. You have a wonderful night too, Pam. Thank you for watching. Let's figure out how to work all this sort of